come on, and say yeah. That in my business, you catching fever. Getting serious like empty river. Ain't no stopping by the river. And as we coming, we sweeping, we cutting, we moving all the way. Yeah. We coming, yeah. We better gonna be coming. As we coming, we sweeping, we coming. And then when we meet obstacles, we better gonna be coming. Yeah, you come man, yeah. We coming. We better gonna be coming. When the year is me checking you again, guys. We coming. We better gonna be coming. We coming. We better.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, let me say welcome again to another edition of the program, The Bottom Line. In fact, this is a special edition for tonight, for this weekend. As you know, we normally come on Tuesday of every week, but today we have a very special edition because a lot of things have been unfolding over the past week, over the past week, because today is Saturday, and so a special edition. I will be joined later on during the course of the program by my colleague Paul Cholople from the UK, and together we will be throwing light on some of the things that have been happening over the weekend and over the week, and we will also discuss the upcoming program in Germany where Mr. Alexander B. Cummings, the political leader of the ANC, will be visiting the partisans in Europe, and not only the partisans, but also sympathizers and well wishers, as well as people who do not belong to any political party. They will all converge on the city of Hanover in Germany. That's going to be next Friday, and by Saturday this time, it's going to be the fundraising activities, because that program is intended to actually raise funds, and we're killing two birds with one stone. That is, Mr. Cummings is coming to visit people in Europe, and then he's going to be at that program in his honor, and then we'll also use that occasion to raise funds. So my colleague Paul is going to be here, and together we'll be discussing the details of that program. And so stay tuned, be our guest, and please share the video if you're joining us. My name is Lynn Fagoa, and let me just put on the screen some details of that program. It's going to be in Hanover, in Germany, on the 8th and 9th of July. That's next Friday and Saturday. Saturday by this time, we're gonna have Mr. Cummings in our midst, and he's going to be talking to people. He's going to be answering questions from people who have questions, people who do not really know who he is. And Bartol, I want to promise that we will have another special, very, very special executive edition on next Saturday or Friday, depending on Mr. Cummings' schedule. And so he's going to be there with us, and we will have a special edition of The Bottom Line with him. There he will be answering questions, taking calls, and interacting with the people. So if you live in Europe, anywhere in Europe, and probably you have a free weekend next week, make your way to the city of Hanover in Germany. You can contact me. You can contact any member of the ANC Europe for the address, the details, and whatever, and you'll be furnished. So that's it. Mr. Cummings is going to be in Germany with the citizens of Liberia living in Europe, not only in Germany, all over Europe. So we're going to be converging on the state of Europe. As you know, Mr. Cummings is already in America. He's been visiting a couple of places, and so he's coming to Europe. And so in the next few minutes, I will be going straight into discussion. But right now, let's just inform our listening public that the program, The Bottom Line, is coming on soon.
Come on, let them say ya. Come on, let them say ya. That in my business, you catching fever. Getting serious like empty river. Ain't no stopping by the river. And as we coming, we sweeping, we cutting, we moving all the way. Yeah. We coming, yeah. As we coming, we sweeping, we coming. And then when we meet obstacles, nah, you coming, yeah. We coming. When the year is been checking you again,
My name is Alexander Cummings, and I want to work with honest men and women to change Liberia for the better. I want to open the doors of governance to all capable persons. I want to use the collective brain power of all of our men and women. I want to build a nation of self-sufficiency. I want to build an environment that thrives on and promotes a vibrant Liberian private sector. I want to ensure that we are a nation where education is key in all of our national development priorities. I want to create and nurture a development agenda that ensures our young people have jobs when they graduate from school. I want to create an environment where our women have access to equal opportunities in every aspect of our society. I want to promote a system that uses our country's natural resources for the benefit of all. I want to see our country flourish beyond our wildest imagination. We are capable of doing it if we work together. We may not all agree all of the time, but we can set aside our differences and work towards charting a new course without the infighting, backbiting, and backstabbing. Whether you're a member of the ANC, ALP, LP, or UP, we must channel our support for individual candidates into championing our collective objective, defeating the Weah administration in the 2023 presidential and legislative elections, and ushering in a governance more prepared, more capable, more experienced, more skilled, and more honest men and women. With your help, we can move Liberia to being a better country. I thank you. God bless you and God bless Liberia.
Okay, that's the voice of the leader of the Liberia, the Alternative National Congress, the ANC, Mr. Alexander Cummings. Of course, this is a message that he's been conveying to the Liberian people, the voters, and people who question his platform, people who do not know what he stands for, and people who have not actually heard from him. And so he's going to be in Germany, like I said, on next weekend, starting Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday. I think everybody will be taking their exits to go back to where they come from. But tonight, we're going to have a special edition, like I said, of the program, The Bottom Line. My co-host, Paul Tripley, is going to be joining me pretty soon. But before he comes, we're going to do a lot of little things around here. We're going to be play around some clips, just as a reminder, of things that happened earlier this year. And we will be listening to some interesting things. So let me first of all start with this one, and it'll be interesting to hear.
They're going to say I'm making this up. Listen to what I'm about to say. They're going to say I am making this up. That's what they're going to say. Somebody just asked me, when is I'm supposed to testify in August. There are 2 hearings. Yes, yesterday were war crimes. I'm testifying in August. The August hearing is on corruption and human rights abuses by the Weah administration. That's what I'm testifying, my dear friend, August. I'm going to say something. While I'm speaking about Sheila Lee Jackson, I'm going to drop something right now. let me drop it. Again, they're about to say I'm lying, but listen to this. Those who have ears, let them hear. Those who don't have ears, let them be deaf. Yesterday, I got a call from my contact that works with the team. He informed me that Sheila Lee Jackson sent me a message.
Well, like I said, we'll be playing clips here and there until Paul can arrive. But let's look at this very individual who has something that I would call a gift. That is gift with voice, gift of talking, gift of putting people under impression. And he says things, some of which, yes, come to light, happen, and the rest, if you should do the percentage, you'll find out that what he says, about 80% is false, the other 20% has some semblance of truth, and the other, out of the 20%, 10% has semblance of truth, the other 10% is just attack on individuals, making other people to look bad, blackmailing people. Now, he was supposed to testify August 2021, right? And this is July 2022. He has not testified. Okay. And he makes up these stories and he comes out, attack people and make people to look bad. And he got his followers, he got his demons, that follow him every step of the way. And they so believe in him. For them, whatever he says is the final. Whatever he says is the truth. And so this is the individual that makes things to look so real, even if it is not real. Okay. Now, he was supposed to testify. You heard from his own mouth, okay, that he's dropping something big, and he's supposed to testify before the Congress in America. And that was going to be about the Weah administration. I'm not backing the Weah administration. Of course, we all know how inept, unfit this government is, and this government has dismally performed. They have let the people down, so to speak, in a very simple term. People place their interest in them. People have confidence in them, and they have let the people down. So this is no doubt. But for you to say something that will not happen, for you to say something that cannot happen, that alone shows that you are no different from the people or the group that you are talking against. Now, this is the same guy who jumped the guns. He jumped to the airway, accusing Mr. Cummings that Mr. Cummings Mr. Cummings' finger document. He took their signature page, put it on this and that, and he made big issue. He blew the whole thing out of proportion. Okay, even if something happens, something which the political leaders would have sat together to discuss, he made it to become very, very what can I say? He blew it out of proportion. It became wild. I mean, like a wildfire that nobody could handle. And he caused the rest of the parties to break apart. He caused that confusion. And then he would sit and boast of it. Yes, I single-handedly damaged the ANC, the CPP, and all this kind of thing. Now, this is a man who was supposed to testify since 2021, August, according to him. He did not testify. So who knows whether he's saying the truth or lie. So this is how he goes around lying, blackmailing other people, making his followers to believe that everything he says is true. Now, let's listen to him somewhere again. Let's hear what he will say here. We have several clips for him, so.
Not going to change. Joe Barker has no fresh ideas. Joe Barker is not able to run this country. He's a dead man walking. He's a dead man walking, and I cannot support a dead man walking.
Maybe you didn't hear it. Let me play one more time.
Not going to change. Joe Barker has no fresh ideas. Joe Barker is not able to run this country. He's a dead man walking. He's a dead man walking, and I cannot support a dead man walking.
Joe Barker is a dead man walking. He's unfit to rule this country, Liberia, and he cannot support a dead man walking. Now, that was 2017. Fast forward, 4 years after 2017, 2021, last year, this man resurrected after he had killed, metaphorically speaking, after he has pronounced Joe Barker dead, and he was unfit to rule this country. He turns around and he has the power to rejuvenate life into Joseph Barker's dead body, to wake up and become the best man, that he will now control Joe Barker. And Joe Barker has become a zombie in a way that he decides exactly what Joe Barker does. Okay. Out of desperation, Joe Barker succumbs to this boy, whatever he says, that you got to leave the CPP. He gave ultimatum. When the deadline reached, Joe Barker pulled out. You got to go form another group that you will be the only king. You will be coronated, and everybody else coming will fall under you. They should disregard their ambitions. They should, strip themselves of any title that they want, but just submit to you. Joe Barker succumbs. He goes and forms something called DAL. That is DAL. That is the Democratic Alliance of Liberia. We don't know where it is, the status of it now. And they're still running around with Unity Party. So what happened to DAL is another thing. Okay? And so this boy has been influencing Joe Barker after pronouncing him dead, unfit, unqualified to rule Liberia. And so he comes and resurrects. He has his power, right, to pronounce you dead, come back and resurrect you to make you a living man. So Liberians can read between the lines who this boy is. What is his interest? Nobody knows. Okay. But in this point, he has always said, now this is from him, he has always said that he wants to become president of Liberia, and he can pass through Joe Barker. He can promote Joe Barker to become president, and Joe Barker is going to lay the groundwork for him, and then he's going to be president in 2029. And so it's not a secret. It's not a secret why he's killing Joe Barker, resurrecting him, pumping life into him, and making him to be that strong giant. Okay. We'll be going directly into our discussion pretty soon, but let's just play some more clip from this boy where he talks about Joe Barker. Let's hear what he has to say here. I don't remember what he said, but let's
he will do today.
It's not going to be Cummings.
Is that going to be
Barker got 446,000 votes.
So Barker
Cummings
voted
got
with me.
112,000 votes. Let's do the math. Someone else say, "Oh, but those numbers they don't matter. They don't matter today." Fine, but then what do you base on? You base it on the last election results. What your strength? So you see, Joe Barker got 4 times the vote that Ellis Cummings got. 4 times. 4. You can poke Cummings more and 12.
Okay, now he's talking about normal. He's playing a normal game here. I don't know whether they play Lotto, because he figures come from, he's talking about normal. How Joe Barker had all the normal in the past election, and that's what they are basing on. I don't know if Paul can hear me. Paul, do you hear me?
Linfo, I think I'm frozen. I can hear you.
Yeah, but I hear you too. I think your device will come, will catch up. And so the boy is talking about normal again. And I've always said from my own analysis that in politics, normal or normals are not stable. And the reason why normals are not stable, they are countless. but just to name few of them. One, the number you're dealing with, the number of people. And people are not items that you will buy, store them in your storeroom. They're not the clothes that you buy and stack them up in your wardrobe or in your suitcase or wherever you can put them. And yeah, anytime you want to wear blue color, you go and open it, take a blue. If you want to wear red shirt, like I'm wearing brown shirt today, I just went in my wardrobe and took this one. Tomorrow, if I want to wear blue, I'll do it because they are my properties. They are things that I have control over. They cannot move. They cannot move. Okay. So if you boast of normal in politics, this is a dream, a mere dream. Now, many things can happen. The last election that he was talking about, where Ellis Cummings had 150 votes, then 150,000, and then Joe Barker had 450,000. That was 2017. That was 4 or 5 years ago. Some of the people who voted for Joe Barker, they would have died by now. Some of them, or new people, would have be born by now. And some of the people who did not even vote for him would have decided to vote for him by now. So you can't have that number as 450,000, and then you keep it right there at 450,000. No, it's either going to increase in a period of 5 years' time, or it's going to decrease depending on the situation. So the last edition of the bottom line here, I would say, and I said it, that in politics, numbers are not to be trusted. Numbers, when the numbers show up, they say 50, 50 at 50, 100 at 100, we agree, that's a value. But it can shift according to condition, especially when you're dealing with human beings. Because human beings are not stationary, like I said, they are not stagnant. They're not placed somewhere where they cannot move. They look at the condition. That's why if you got a job, you're working, and let's say you are about 10 people in a company, your boss cannot go around posting, I got 10 people, I got 10 people, I got 10 people. Yes, you got 10 people. But of those 10 people, any of them can get a better job and move out. Some of them can get sick and move out. Some of them can die. So they are not your properties. Of course, they are with you at the moment, so you cannot boast of them. So this normal being, for me, I think is very premature in politics. Paul, do you hear me now?
I hear you loud and clear.
Okay, and I do. So let me say welcome. We are here tonight on a special edition, as we term it. And the reason this is a special edition is that even though you are here every Saturday, but this one is a lot of things that will be discussed. We'll be looking at the just ended by-election in Lofa County, and we'll also be discussing the visit to Europe of Mr. Cummings that we've been talking about all the time. You know, the thing I like about time is it doesn't wait for no man. It will come. As we're talking, it's going, and the other one is coming. So finally, the time is here, and it's going to be next Saturday. But Saturday this time, next week, Saturday this time, we'll be all rubbing shoulder with Mr. Cummings, and the fundraising will be going on. So I don't know why you want us to start from, Paul. This is a program tonight. I'm only assisting. So you kick the ball rolling, and we can follow.
Well, I will say good evening to you. It's been a while since we did our podcast, and I'm happy to be back on Butterland. And I will say also to our followers, if they could share the link, and it's good for them to be here too. We're looking at next weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We'll be in Hanover, Germany to host Mr. Cummings. It'll be where we'll introduce him to many Liberians in Europe, and also we'll follow with sporting activities, and there'll be a ball or dinner, fundraiser dinner. So we're looking forward to his being here. Today he's in Florida. Next weekend he's with us. So I'm excited, and I'm getting ready now for my trip. So, and you, Linfa?
Well, all is said. I'm taking a long road trip. I'll be leaving Monday. And somebody will ask me why Monday when the program is Friday and Saturday. Well, I'm taking a long road trip. Moving from here, drive like 4 hours and then get on a ferry and cross over from Norway to Denmark. Then the real big journey starts. And guess what? I'm getting to Denmark and leaving from here 5:30 with a ferry and getting to Denmark by 9:31. And then 9:40 or so. And then start to catch my road 9:40 in the night and start to catch my road straight to Frankfurt. So I'm driving through Hanover first and then go to Frankfurt, get there on Tuesday, stay there until Wednesday, then start to come back and get to Hanover on Thursday, and then rest a little bit. And Friday, the ball is rolling. So it's going to be interesting.
Yeah. So we're looking forward to that. We'll have a lot of Liberian artists that are based in Germany. They will be performing on the event. There'll be a big fundraiser.
Wow.
We'll have a symposium where we introduce Liberians to Mr. Cummings. They can come and ask him any question they want to ask him, why he want to run and how he intend to change Liberia. So yes, so we'll be in Germany and we encourage people to be there. Those who that's summertime. So nearby countries, if you're in Holland, in Belgium, you in how they call it, Switzerland, they just drive to France and all that. So he will be with us and let Liberian be free to meet this man.
I think those countries that are really, really central around there, around Germany, you're talking about Poland, you're talking about France, you're talking about Holland, you're talking about Belgium, and so Denmark. So you can make your way. Even Sweden. In fact, we got people coming from Sweden. So it's gonna be a cross section of Liberians meeting.
Yeah, people coming from the UK as well, heading towards that end. So it'll be a good time.
They say the European ANC Global is featuring, and you hear going. Then talking about UK. And UK is a base, so I'm sure your convo will be long.
So yes, as people excited and Bobby heading over there, so we're looking forward to meeting people, and there will be the first time I will actually meet some of our colleagues in person. So we're looking forward to it. Yeah, and
that's going to be really, really interesting. And let's just forget about the political part of it. Paul, I don't know how you look at it, but let's forget about the political part of it that Mr. Cummings is coming. So those of you who are not sympathizers of ANC or are not members of ANC or who do not like Mr. Cummings, so to speak. We know people don't hate people, but you probably don't like what the person does. And so this is your opportunity. I mean, forget about the political part. Come and see some of us physically. Let's talk. And you don't know. Some of the people that you always think they are the worst people, they are the bad people, they will just be the best friend that you can ever make. So come, let's mingle, let's talk. Let's make new friends. And and I don't know about you, Paul, in the UK, but even when I was in the UK, where I lived in the UK, in the south, in Southampton, there were not many Liberians. So I remember at my whole university, I was the only Liberian, and so we had the West African Students Organization, and it were all Nigerians and Ghanaians. So I was the only Liberian, and guess what? So the guy said, okay, so this man is the only Liberian here. He's going to be the advisor. So automatically, I assume that role. They made me the advisor to the group. So you see, but we got Liberians scattered all over the place. But because we don't mingle, we don't meet each other. So sometimes I go to France, I go to some other countries, I see black people. I think that just one guy from one place. So if we meet like this, then we'll know that we got Liberians in Finland, we got Liberians in Sweden, Denmark, Germany, all the places. At least we can't know everybody, though, but at least we'll know some people.
That's right. So yeah, I'm excited and looking forward to meeting. I mean, the thing is, with the situation we're all in, you're gonna meet new people in your life, new friends that you cherish them the rest of your life. So this is the beauty of life, and above all, it's about Mama Liberia. What kind of Liberia do we want? That's the Liberia that everyone been dreaming. If you fly to Liberia now, you get disappointed. Why should it be like that? We were the first on the continent. Why are we backward? This is all about Mama Liberia. How do we get that Mama Liberia back? So this is where it's all boiled down. Look what happening in Liberia now. The place is just helter-skelter. Nobody know who doing what. People doing their own things. They get a group of people that just decide to steal from the people and get it in poverty. So this is about 2023 is to pave the way for the children that are yet to be unborn and our children, our grandchildren. This is what all the election is about. The guy who in a place that people thought he could have been the one to change it, but it's just a disappointment. So going forward, this is why it is that we all focus and see the kind of person we want to present to the Liberians and say, look, God has blessed us to have this person in our midst. Let's give him the opportunity. Let's have a discussion with our friends. And to those other friends that decided, said, no what, they had this number that was that they had in Central Bend that was locked out. For some reason, the number now, they could not open our vote in Central Bend to get it out. So the defeat in Lofa County is just a caveat to tell them, come back. Together we stand, united is better than when we divided. So it's just a caveat. And they can come back. It's never too late. That's why I would say, so let's make the case for Liberians.
Okay. This is where we started discussion. You just mentioned about elections. And like we said, we're going to actually discuss the just ended by-election in Lofa County. These elections, as far as I can remember, there were like 5, 6 people. Let me try if I can name them. Kotima for UP, Councillor Joseph Jala, independent, Momo Saros, independent, Sumo Kupi, independent, and Mariama Fofana for the ARCO. Now, I hope I got the number correct. Now, all of these people, they are from where? Lofa County. All of these people, they are children of Lofa County. They got a basis. Okay. Interesting. Then, the political godfather of Lofa, that everybody believe had this number. This huge number. And the 450,000, I want to believe that maybe that he had in the past election, I want to believe that maybe 350,000 of that 450,000 might have come from Lofa. I mean, let's just assume, because if they claim he's the political godfather of Lofa, right? So the election is on. CDC, for fear, there are several things we'll be discussing here. CDC, we'll come to them, but CDC jumped in Lofa and started to do some work. So everybody thought, including me, that CDC is going to probably field a candidate in Lofa separately as CDC candidate, but we didn't see that happening. Then surreptitiously, CDC was formed in a camp of one of the independent candidates, Councillor Joseph Jala. And I must tell you, I had a podcast a couple of days ago, and I said this, that the elections in Lofa, the results will be surprising. It will not be what people expect it to be. Number one, all of the group that are running, all the 5 candidates, they are all from Lofa County. They all got a basis, right? Mariama Fofana, she's been there as representative for some years. She got a ground that she stands on. The Councillor Joseph Jala that just, we're hearing that he won because Nick had not spoken yet. He's been running 3 times. This is the 4th time. So if he's been running 3 times and always coming second place, that means he has a base, a group of people that really support him. I mean, it's a fixed base. Then you got Sumo Kupi. You got Sarah Momo. Okay, all these people, they got their own group because this county is a travel county. Like all other countries in Liberia, they are not only people. If you go to Ponkande to run, you put Pastor Man against Peleman, running Ponkande, the Peleman might vote for the Peleman, and the Pastor, that's something that's normal. Okay, so we cannot blame them. So with all of these people running, each of them were going to collect portion of the vote. So I said it, that United Party going there with this belief that they got no more, it should not be the case. Exactly what I said came to light. So, Paul, the result of this election, as we are hearing, and I don't want to be quick to jump the guns. because NEC, which is the official authority, has not spoken. But I don't know how people came to the conclusion that Councillor Jala is in the lead or he won, and that Unity Party people are even blaming CDC for backing Councillor Jala, whereby CDC people are also celebrating, and Unity Party people also frowning at ASC people that they are rejoicing for their defeat and all this kind of thing. But what does the if let's consider if that Councillor Jala actually won this election, what does it tell the UP and the opposition group as a whole?
Linford, if you look at the preliminary result that was given, Councillor Jala is I think 21,000 plus. So, and the remaining 0.4% vote that is left, the 6 people that were in the race, they're all going to pick out our numbers. So, in a nutshell, that's where people are saying Councillor Jala is the clear-cut winner. So, even if he get a remaining number to the Unity Party, Councillor Jala still wins. And that's although NEC have not made it official, but this is where it comes from. Now, with regards to Councillor Jala, for every time he ran in Lofa County, he came second. 3 different times he came second. So what the CDC did here, the CDC played clever. And being clever in the whole thing, it was good. The CDC know when they feed candidates somewhere, they don't win. So they look for independent people that they think they can rally behind that already have the base to help them, finance them, for them to get there. And that's what they did with Councillor Jala. And yesterday, Councillor Jala, there was a program in Lofa County. Actually, he was in CDC Red Barrett. Apparently, he have joined the CDC from there.
I saw a picture of he and Thomas Fowler, and he was wearing the red beret.
Exactly. So what CDC did, CDC had 2 independent candidates in that race, and Liberians need to wake up to this reality. Mariama Fofana, she openly endorsed George Weah's second term. Her husband is a sedition. Although she's in the Aku party, she left the Unity Party, but she is a sedition. So look at it. They have Councillor Jala, who come from the Bani tribe, that been marginalized for many years in that county. The Bani people overwhelmingly supported for Councillor Jala. Mariama Fofana, on the other hand, she took a lot of the Madingo vote. You see, and the remaining 3 candidates, they are all Loma. So they divided that. That's how CDC actually played them. So if Joseph Barker had a particular number that they were carrying about, remember too, they had the DeLon, the Genital Segway, all of these Yaka Koluba, they all went there, the Benina Ure, they said they had a number. So when Omer Barker speak in Lofa County, everybody listen. But what CDC show us that no, it's not the case. Nobody have the number in Liberia now as they been propagating this. This may have the number. It just shows no one have number. So it left with you who say your ideas to the people to buy it. And one thing I wanted to add in this, you see, look at 2017. Those kids that were 12 years old, today they're 18, they're eligible to vote. The kids that were 13 years old, they're 19. The 15-year-old, they're 20. The 16-year-old, they're 21. Those are the new group of people now that don't know Joseph Barker, that don't even know George Weah. And that group of people, they are in huge numbers. So think about it. So that group of people don't have base. They don't want feeding the problem in Liberia. So they are there to be grabbed. If anyone say we have this base, they must just forget it. So United Party need to find out a means of joining with the CPP that they left if they intend to make George Weah one-term president. If not, we'll have George Weah again. That's how I see it.
Okay. There is this argument from the Unity Party quarters that all of the people who contested, they all Lofians. They all come from Lofa, and so dividing a vote and Unity Party now winning does not mean that Joe Walker does not have to support.
Let me hold you there. Let me hold you right there. When the CPP won the election in Lofa, there were a lot of Lofians that ran. But it was because of John Fossey that what made Bernie Sanders win. So think on it. Bernie Sanders is a household name too. But it was the effort of the CPP collectiveness that made Bernie to win. Jara could have won it easily. He came second, and Bernie beat him with just few hundred votes. But based on the CPP, so that argument does not hold no water at all. That because they are all Lofian, and it was there the CPP won.
Okay, but let me bring in the CDC factor. As we all know, judging from the past, since 2019 to now, 2019, Polita Will was with in Lofa County. 2020, Thomas Fowler was dragged on the ground by Jonathan, by Dillon.
That was Dillon.
And that was a CPP creation. Now, automatically, the CDC was dead. CDC became hopeless. CDC just became like an empty frame, a picture frame that you're supposed to put picture in, but you even got that hard cardboard against which related the picture, just empty frame. So CDC was just hopeless. And going into Lofa to field a candidate would have been a disaster for them, because that would have been the last nail in the coffin for them. But since they played clever, they went behind an independent candidate and he won. So this kind of gave them little hope. They were on life support already. This kind of added more oxygen. So do you think the CDC has actually reawakened?
Well, the CDC, you remember, they have the resources. They have the finance. They will use the state resources to do anything to retain office. So you cannot overlook the incumbent in this. As much as they're doing bad, they will use cash, violence, and cash for vote. And the Liberian society will come from. So yes, so that's what we kept saying. If you go back to the argument that people were saying, you should not leave the CPP. You have shown the CDC by making that big mistake that some people thought that the government planted in the CPP to break it out. Today we know them. Now it's left with the Unity Party that were controlled by a handful of young people for their own greed, to now see reasoning to say, wait a minute, if we don't join forces, this CDC that we see, CDC will go behind all the independent candidates in that country. They will use the money and they will get the vote. But when you stand together as a union, you can defeat CDC. Remember, when you come together, you put resources together. The government have the money. They have the money, but when you come together, you can spend money on all the polling stations where you can have poll washer, just for it not to be foul play. But if you go alone, it play in the hand of the incumbent, and that's how we see it.
Okay, but there is this pride that we said we were leaving the CPP. We cannot go back again. We cannot return to our format. We want to maintain that pride. Where is it going to lead us? Because the reason I'm asking this question, I posted something on my Facebook page, and I even shared it to other groups, that fighting together, I'm just paraphrasing, but fighting together as a group, or fight alone and die like a fool, or fight together and die like heroes. And people have been making all kinds of comments. Of course, as usual, our Unity Party brothers and sisters will come at you. Oh, and you don't even have the number, so we can't come back to your go. We'll go alone. So, do you think anything like that will click to the minds of the leadership of the Unity Party to come back, or are they going to get drowned in their own pride and die like fools, like I wrote? I mean, when I
Well,
talk about death, I'm talking about. I mean, it's not literal death; it's political death, actually. So they shouldn't take
well,
us as a
the,
threat.
the thing is, in a political arena, it never late. There's no pride in it. If you want something, you join forces with other people. Now, what happened here now, and I would say thanks to CDC for making this so good that let the other people realize that no, you cannot have a pride in this situation because you thought you had number, you had the influence, but that influence, it was when you were incumbent. And this is where the people fail to realize they were the incumbent at the time. They had the state resources. So people went their way. Remember Omen Joseph Numa Barker, the former vice president? There were 19 senators that endorsed him in 2017. So think of it. Where are those 19 senators today? They're not even, some of them not even there. And some of them are crossed over to the CDC. So it's just a reality check that wait a minute, we cannot do this on our own as we predicted. So if you have a problem, then that means you're not going to reach where you think you're going to reach. And this will advantage the other people that they cast to get there before leaving. And that what communists come to be stronger in the whole thing because people now will start looking at the Unity Party. Remember in Liberia when our party leave office for them to come back? That history, they don't come back. So this is where they need to be smart enough to look. This so-called proud, let hold this proud, let John forces with the people that will run away from. It's will the old man run? That's the question. Will he have the strength to cross the length and breadth of that country with the bar roads? Will he now consent say, look, I'm too old to this. Let's give it to the young people. I will support you. I will back you. That is proud. Will he be willing to do it? This is the time to put Liberia first now and start being too greedy. The other person
they are saying that there are other political options. There are small parties and independent candidates, and they're going to add them to their camp. But again, like you said, from these elections, this election, God does everything for the best, and that the Unity Party went with all that glamour and pageantry and posturous attitude that we are the one, we got a number. And they went and they saw how it's ending. Like I'm still saying, I don't want to jump the gun whether Councillor Chala won or not. I mean, that's beside the point. But whether Councillor Chala won or not, but if the marching be very thin, that's a disgrace. Now, so do you think this will cause some partisans of the Unity Party to have a second thought and say, look, if our people do not want, they want to use pride, they want to stay to where they are, and they don't want to go back to the CPP. We rather, as individual members of the party, we want to withdraw our membership and then try to go to ANC or the Liberty Party that are still in the CPP. Do you think that can happen? Looking at the history, like you just said, if party leaves office for them to come back in Liberia, that's our history.
But that's what's going to happen. Remember that Unity Party, people may see it that it's divided. They got the adding factor in there and the Joseph Barker factor. They divided. So those people, where are they going to go? Some of them will join CDC. Some will decide, say, you know what? We will cross over to the remaining collaboration. Some will do it. Because what happened is you will need everybody's support in this. You saw the guy from ANC that crossed over to Georgia because of 30,000. Grepo Brown, who come from Maryland, you're independent because he won his second term. He crossed over to CDC. So you have this thing. That's what money play in. So this so-called pride, It will not do them any good. And you talk about the smaller party, the Unity Party, were going to call die. This die thing, I told you from the beginning of die, that's real death is coming. I will give it a proper die name. There is no session at Prague. If you put Liberia first now, let them join forces, let them go to their convention, let them elect who they think is the best. That's what they should have done. But the fact is that you run away from competition, it catch up with you. I don't think Unity Party now, they may have that problem. If they can let Henry Costa and George Global control Omer Burka, a lot of Liberians are seeing it. So that other Prague, I don't think it's a good Prague.
Yeah, but I have a different suggestion, or maybe thought on the whole thing. I would think that probably time will come that the Unity Party, because I think the Unity Party should have convention. I don't know whether the time has passed, or
it should be in this July.
If that convention will go ahead, and there is a new leadership in the party, I think that new leadership could consider coming back together to the CPP, okay, and drop all the pride thing and say, okay, no, listen, we can go back to the CPP and work out some few details in the existing CPP framework, work out some few details that are doubtful, okay. And I think that could be the way. But with the Joe Barker as the head of the Unity Party now, and with the flamboyant people around him, especially Costa, because the thing is, Costa is not doing this thing in the interest of the Unity Party. He's not a member of the Unity Party. He's doing it in his own interest. And that interest is solely based on the promise that Joe Barker had given him, that make me president, I will lay the groundwork for you. Come 2029, I will back you. I will use state funds to sponsor your bid, your presidential bid, and then you can become president 2029. So the two of them, I will tell you something. I got friends in the Unity Party. Some of them will tell you that what's going on is not a party. It's Joe Barker. And I think the only way the Unity Party can solve this problem is for them to go to that convention and make sure that they can change leadership. And let's see what will happen.
Well, they don't have to change leadership. This is where the wiseness come into place from the old man. Because the thing is, live for look, when we reach certain age, this is what we call you go retire and enjoy your life with your children, your grandchildren. You cannot be running behind something when you have one foot in the grave already, to be honest. This Papa is what? He's 79 years old. Next year, he'll be 80. He just need to relax. For young people to be putting in here, how can young people, 30-year-old children telling him, leave the CPP? Vanny Saki then telling him, leave when you go by Liberia, leave this group because we think you have the number. What was the wisdom? If he said, think Liberia, love Liberia, and build Liberia. If he really love Liberia, this is the time to make that big decision. I'll come back, let's work it out. I'm tired. Young people, I will support you in the process. That is the prayer of a man. So it left with them. If they don't see logic and reasoning, then if they don't join forces, they will present something to George Weah. And the guy George Weah afraid of is in the race. Mm-hmm. George Weah is not afraid of Omer Burka. The one he afraid of most is Alexander Cummings. Cummings and Weah know when Cummings meet him, he's one-term president. This is where the wisdom come into play. What the old man wants, that Mo Ali will control him. This is the time that he make that call. Step aside. Support the younger people, and then you let it thing flow. CPP came together, they produce leaders. They produce.
He has placed himself in a position where he becomes powerless at the mercy of these boys. That they're dictating him. See what they did to him. They took him from Liberia, dragged him to America. When he arrived at the airport, they took him to the donor shop, bought some donut for him, bought energy drink for him. Then they brought him in front of the shop and took a picture, sending with the donut in your hand. You know, make the old man look small and carry him around. They have all carton of energy drink. Say, old man drink. When you ask him in the program, when they ask him question, then Charlie will walk to him and whisper in your ear, say no, answer the one, or say so. See, so the old man made himself powerless, and that's why when people start talking about Mr. Cummings is desperate, then I redefine desperation for them. Cummings wants to be president, like Paul Troubler will want to be, like I will want to be for the first time. We have not been president before. Okay, if Cummings will go back to Coca-Cola and tell the people, oh, the position you're retiring from, I want to take it again, or I want to be the overall boss for Coca-Cola by all means. They say, no, my man, we now retire you honorably. You get all the honor, go sit down. They say, no, I still want to work. That's desperation. But Cummings had not been president. You, Joe Walker, you are serving government from start to finish. And then, and then you held the second biggest position in the country. You still want to be. That's what we call desperation, to the point where Henry Costa will disgrace you as a dead man walking. You are unfit to rule the country and blah, blah, blah. But still, you didn't see that as problem. Then he comes and dresses you up and say, well, you are the best. Dress you to America, carry you to donut shop, you eat donut, piece of the donut in your hand, stand and take picture. Then they get the energy drink carton behind you. When you test it, they give it to you, say, oh, man, you be drinking it, you'll be strong. You know, that desperation. But I understand, you having another engagement, right?
Yeah, I have another engagement. You see, though, so I just want to talk a little bit about Hanover, Germany. There are a lot of people are going there, and I ask our brothers and sisters around Europe that just want to come for a short break and have fun with us and be with Mr. Cummings in his midst. It will be a great thing. We will be meeting, there'll be 12, we call it, I think 10 Liberian artists that will be performing.
Wow.
Both indoor and outdoor. There'll be activity, will be barbecue. We're going to have a great time with Mr. Cummings, and people are welcome to meet this great man, sit with him.
They football game will still play?
Yeah, they said they're playing the football game. So we
I brush my old boots. I took it for 100 there. I brush it good.
They have the kickball game as well. So we'll be looking forward to that. So I would say, Linford, you continue on the show. I'm going to take a leave, and we will see on the weekend, next weekend in Hanover by his grace. Yeah. So
okay. Thank you, sir. And we hope to see you and have a great time. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. You just heard it from Paul. Paul is the regional chairman for ANC Global Europe. You know, ANC Global have regions all over the world. The European region includes all countries in Europe. And so Paul is the head. And you just heard it from Paul. In Hanover, Germany, next weekend, Friday and Saturday, there will be a big fundraiser, and Mr. Cummings will come from America directly straight into Hanover. And Liberians from all over Europe are going. I've been getting calls from Finland. Some people from Finland even call me, my man, how you going? Are you flying? Because they want to drive from Finland, come to Norway, then we can join a big convoy to go. But I'm driving, actually. I'm not flying. The reason is that, the reason I'm flying, I don't need to tell you though, but I love the road trip. The road trip, I can stop, relax to some cozy little restaurant or some fast food place on the road, with my family, and we stop and we go. But if you're in a flight, man, you learn. You don't see anything. So we'll be stopping. First, we're driving to Denmark, from Denmark, and then we go over to Dortmund, Borussia Dortmund, Dortmund, not Borussia, but Dortmund. Then we'll go to Hamburg, and then from there, we start beating it down to Hanover. From Hanover, then we'll start going to Siegen. From Siegen, then we'll go to Frankfurt. And then we'll make a road trip back. Probably we might take the other side and then get to Hanover. So it's good in the summer to have some fun. So for those of you Liberians, somewhere in Europe that have this free weekend next week, try to make it. Man, if you can't fly, get on your car and start driving. Go to one of the car rentals, okay? Get a new brand stuff and start cruising down, and come and have fun. For those of you that don't know some of us or don't know you, we would like to meet you. We would like to make friends, and probably people who have been questioning who the Alexander Coming man, what he can do or what has he done, what at one point I like they say. So I've been talking to Mr. Cummings too, but it's only on the internet like this, on Zoom or whatever. So this will be the first time that I will sit with him and ask him real questions, and I will tell him some things, okay, and I will hear from him. I've been rubbing shoulders with leaders before, like the late Doe and President Taylor and Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. When she came here, we rubbed shoulder. We hosted her for complete 2 days here, and we were together with her. And so I love to be in a community of the leaders. You will talk to them, they will tell you things. So if I were you somewhere in Europe and I'm having this weekend free, or even if the weekend is not free, I can take it off, call from my work and say, look, listen, I got engagement. Drive. It's not going to be worse. Drive or fly and come and refresh a little bit, and then get back to your work. So you can do that. And that's going to be in Hanover, Germany. Mr. Cummings is coming there. Probably some of you have not heard about it. So let me just put a flyer up here so that you can see it for yourself. And then you can come and have fun with other Liberians. I mean, the good thing about it is just the fun that you'll be meeting people. You'll be meeting people for the first time, and you'll be talking to some of us, and some of us will be talking to you. And, the brotherly and sisterly relations, where you probably go to one, you move from Poland, you Liberian guy living in Poland, you go to Serbia and you see this black man, but you don't know, probably the guy from Liberia, but you don't know. And I share an experience with you. I was in Ukraine, where the war is going on now, in a couple of years ago, a few years ago, I think 2-3 years ago. And I rented this car from the airport, so I was driving, entering the city. I became hungry, and then I became jam. I really wanted to pee. So I was on the highway. And then when I entered the city, and I saw this very big, huge statue. It's called Motherland statue, Motherland Museum, and they got the mother statue of a woman. That's the biggest statue I've ever seen. The Statue of Liberty is not even close to it. So I drove to this area, and this area was very complicated to park. So I was looking for a place there. Suddenly I saw this small cabin-like restaurant. It's a restaurant. Cabin, it looked like a cabin. Old style kind of building, So I drove in the yard and I was looking for a place to park. I managed to squeeze a car. I can't speak that language, so it was written in their language. I didn't know what they say, whether no parking or whatever. But I was jammed, so I just squeezed the car in between there. I got on. I opened the door. Then guess who I saw standing? I didn't. When you enter, they gave you something like a ticket. I don't know whether it's a seat number or what. But who I saw standing? A black guy. I mean, in the middle of nowhere. I was not thinking about meeting a black man in this Ukraine. Okay, in Kyiv. So when I opened the door, right on my left hand side, so I opened the door, from you can go down 1 or 2 flights, stuff like that. So I went down and I saw the guy on my left hand side. I checked, the Liberian winner. I checked. So I turned. I say, hey, hi. I try to speak that American series, right, to see who the guy was. I say, hey, hi, how you doing, guy? He said, hey, brother, how you doing? I knew straight the guy from my region, right? I knew straight the guy from West Africa. So I said, hey, where you from? He said, I'm from Gambia. I said, oh, but I'm from Liberia. I said, oh, man, we are brothers now. We are brothers. And so right there, I felt free, because the first thing I was thinking, if I go use people bathroom, what language I would speak. They can speak English, so few people learning English. So I was thinking what I would say, or else I'll just show sign I want pee. So the guy said, hey man, I want to use the bathroom. Say, yeah, go there, brother. So I went and I felt free, that even if anybody would stop me to ask me, at least I got somebody who can back me. So the point I'm trying to make here is that probably we've been passing by some Liberians in Europe here that we don't know that are Liberians. And again, I've repeated this story once, I think twice on this program. So I was in the Philippines, and I was in this hotel for 3 days. I've been in this hotel, right? And I came from out that day, Hassan parked the car, was trying to enter the hotel. And, you know, of course, the guy reports standing to the hotel to who can open it for you, coming in, going out, stuff like that. So the guy opened the door, and I saw this black guy coming from the reception, going into his room in the hallway. But he was leaving message with the receptionist in a Liberian pastor too. So when the guy came, you tell her I will be in my room. I said, hey, my man, you LRB man. He turned around and said, oh, but who the man? I said, oh, man, what are you doing here? Like, we knew each other. This guy came from America. He had been in Philippines for complete 3 weeks, and he was in that city now. He went to the south, and he came back in the middle of the city. I mean, in the middle of the country. Philippines got 7,100 islands, so everywhere is some city. So, to call on Mother Show, he said, but my man, what are you doing here? I said, but what are you doing here? He said, my man, I'll go in my room, go talk. I went in my room, we were talking. He said, my man, see, now you so, my man, I've been in the country 3 weeks now, broke like hell. I saw you so. Even the room where in I think how I said, my man, wait, good man. If I have a room small, I'll go to my own room on the second floor. The high man, I said, tie up, you know. And we were like brothers, and everybody was asking in the hotel. So, but this my brother did. That and when he even came to Lofa, you know, like I even know the guy, one of that criminal or that. But I own him, I made him like my brother, and you know. So this is what we're talking about. Besides this political thing, where I do support coming, I do support George, I do support Branca. Sorry for the word, but BS. We are Liberian first. If you see me somewhere, they're dragging me. In Europe, you understand and say, oh, that man, I come in there, or that Bwaka, or that. No, you can't first. You hear me crying that Liberian language. Oh, you come for me, or you say, well, wait, that man, I cried, and my brother, you come for me. That's why we're talking about. You see, we can do all the political things. Sorry, my studio is very hot. No aircon. I'm putting it there yet. So don't ask me why. It costs money. But so this is what we're talking about. Let's forget about all these things. The unity, we all love Liberia. We got to love ourselves first. And in politics, you will not agree with my idea. I will not agree with your idea. That one, I'm not talking about it. But where we create this literal hatred for each other, where we want to see the other man dead, where we say wicked things about the other man, where we undermine the other man, where we want to do everything possible that this man cannot be anything, that he must either die or, I mean, he should not succeed. No, this is wrong. And, you know, like, bro, some are not too old, but we have seen a lot of things. And I think in Lima County, in the Mano language, there is a name, which means if the eye lays long, that name, I think it's Nyayi or something like that. If the eye lays long, it can see many things. It's just a parable that if you live long and you are smart enough, you will notice a lot of things. Some of us are not old, but we are seeing a lot of things, and we are experiencing a lot of things. Okay, so life here is very simple, small, simple. Let me tell you, life is nothing complex, but the way you make your life, you make it to look complex. I mean, who told you that if I disagree with you and you disagree with me, then you are my enemy? Who told you that me and my brothers and my sisters, we think the same way, we agree on the same thing? Who told you? No, it cannot work. It's not possible. Identical twins do not think the same way. The women have tried by all means. They are doing all possible studies to see why identical twins do not think it is. They didn't get the same brain. The same brain pattern. Their thinking pattern is quite different. So what you think about you who come from somewhere else, I come from somewhere else, we got different parents, we got different generational backgrounds. We have the same thought. No. But we got to appreciate each other first. With all the bad ways we got and the good ones, we appreciate each other. That's the only way we'll be able to live with each other. You got to let what I do. You got to accept what I do. You don't have to accept, love it or like it, but just accept it. Because the thing here is, you cannot, and I will say this again, you cannot decide what I think. You cannot decide what I say. This is something private that God gave us. Your way of thinking, what you say, what you do. Yes, you can decide to a point, to some extent, what I do. You can, like if I'm in school, the teacher can decide what I do. The teacher can tell me do this assignment or listen to me as I talk, and to some extent. But to a greater extent, I decide for myself what I do because I've already decided in my mind. And so that decision from my mind translates to my hand or to my action. Okay? It culminates into my action. So you see, what one decides is very personal to them, it's very private. Nobody can influence it in so many ways. So you got to accept my action, my bad ways. You think if I could decide for God, I'll be small inside. I'll make myself beautiful and handsome, and I'll not be ugly like this. But I can't decide. So God made me like that. I gotta accept it. So you accept my bad way or my good way, but do not like it. You don't have to like it, but just accept it because you cannot decide for me. So when we disagree on issues, that doesn't mean that we are enemies. And you should not hate me because I don't like your candidate, or I should not hate you because I don't like your candidate. And by the way, not liking or not hating is not a matter of like or hate. It's not liking what the person does or says. But you gotta accept it. A lot of people hate, or a lot of people don't like what Joshua do, including me. Well, can I decide for Joshua? Can I decide what food Joshua will eat today? What clothes you wear? Can I decide whether he want to dance buga or what? Can I decide whether he wants to go to Jamaica resort? No. Sorry. He decides. I will accept what he does, but I will not like it. Simple. So if I don't like your candidate, you don't like my candidate, I don't like your party, you don't like my party, or I don't accept your party, that does not mean that we are enemies. We are still Liberians. This is a common thing with us, that we are all Liberians. I'm always happy when I meet Liberians somewhere in strange land. I went to Thailand. I'm always in Asia, right? So I tell you these stories. I went to Thailand, and before I traveled to Thailand, people made me afraid. They said, "Oh, you carry money, people can steal from you." So I said, "Okay, to call all the stealing business and hiding money, no matter short, let me send the money to Western Union. When I get there, I see how the condition will be. If I like it, if I feel safe, I can go collect my money from Western Union. But if I'm not safe, I will let it be there. When I come back to my home, I'll collect it." So I sent the money to Western Union. Then I have few pocket change. But I have my ticket to my flight. I went to Thailand. I slept the first day, the second day. I assessed the city, the part of the city I was in Bangkok. I went to one of the hottest spots called Papung. In fact, the hottest spot, like you get Broad Street in Liberia. Of course, you can't compare, nowhere in Liberia can compare with Thailand, so just forget it. So I walk around. I thought somebody would just rush to me and start charging me. But people were moving normally, foreigners, a lot of white people, black people. I said, "Oh no, they didn't allow." I went to Western Union. I queued up in the line. In the line, there was a lot of white people. There were 3 black people. The black girl and the black boy. They were ahead of me. 2 persons were between us. So I was standing in the line. And the line was moving so slowly. And I could see the frustration on the face of this girl. I don't know whether I was boyfriend or not, but because I didn't ask in that part. But I could see the frustration on the face of this girl. And finally, the girl broke up. She said, "But how they put it so slow, man?" She said it down and checked. I said, "Oh, they're my LRB people." I didn't talk. Then he sit on. Then the boss said, "Well, I get way more. You see the line reducing." I said, myself, my phone getting tired. 2 people were between all. Then I spoke behind. I said, myself, my phone getting tired. The guy turned around and said, "Well, man, you are man, you standing, you can't talk." I said, "Well, myself, no." So you see, so when they collected, sent ahead of me, they collected that money, they waited for me. And I collected mine. Then they started asking about how long you been? I said, "No, I came 2 days ago." And they said, "Oh yeah, we here on some study trip and stuff like that. But we win enough, we get into the city. That's why we send money to ourselves in fact we can collect it." So I said, "But I don't live far from here. I live like maybe 10 minutes away with taxi because of the traffic." And they said, "Okay, but no," and that place we were, it was Papung, right? The hub spot of the city. So we just decided to go to one restaurant. We sat there and we talked. They were like, no, they got a fire guy, and the girl, I think she was, if I'm not mistaken, pastor or something like that. Okay, so you see, and we were like brothers and sisters right there. Okay, so Liberians, we are one. Wherever we are, we can do our little stupid splitting, but we are one. Let me tell you one thing about Liberian people. We can fight. Liberian people will out. We can fight. Even in Liberia, we can fight. But when we're outside, you pay for one person will always jump on you. You see it? That's how we operate. So the political things should not devour us. My Unity Party brother then. 2017 when I be a Unity Party. What Unity Party did for me? People cost my mom, cost my everybody. This time I say, okay, let me try Mr. Cummings. Then the Unity Party people and they causing me, they say this and that. Okay. When I go to them, then I go. But when I on the other side apartment, accept my decision. You can't change it. Do not like it, but accept it. The same way I accept your own. Okay? But it hard for our people to learn. But let me tell you, the single thing that make all of us Liberia is that we were born there and we are Liberian citizens. And we love each other. Let me tell you, all the nonsense we're doing here, when we meet, we all sit down, Georgia people want, and all are living as in Montreal. You see, Georgia people living one side and you're living one side. No, we all mix up. Some people, the men are Georgia men, the women are Baka men. Some people, the men are coming men, the women are Georgia men. Tell you that, it makes up. That make it sweet. So you start all this stupid thing about fighting. Now, if you don't have anything to do this weekend or next weekend, come to Germany. Mr. Cummings will be there. Those of you who are not members of any political party, come there. Just play neutral, sit down. Or if you get your question asked, and we'll be doing the same program, the bottom line. Mr. Cummings will be on the next weekend. We're asking question. The line will be open. You can call. We'll have like 2-3 lines open. You can call and ask any question you want to ask. Ask any question you want to ask. It will be your opportunity. But for those of us that will be there, it will be, like I said, I've not met Mr. Cummings face-to-face. We talk on Zoom and whatever. This will be my face-to-face meeting. And it will be, the ambience will be different. You know, the surroundings will be different. So I'm telling you all these long stories, you know, we do a lot of politics. So sometimes we got to mix it with human interest. So I'm telling you all these stories about meeting Liberians everywhere and all because Liberia is our country and we are one people. A person you think you don't know than the person that knows somebody that you know. You may not know him, but I know somebody you know. You know. And some of us will be in the lifeline for long. I work as a journalist for 11 years in Liberia. You know, weekend like this, I go to Monte Carlo. I play pool. I'm not professional, but maybe see me professional pool player. Monte Carlo, Roxy upstairs. When we enter the house, my pool name those days was Stout Cola. I mix my stout with my Coca-Cola, then we call it Stout Cola. And when I'm drinking it, that's when I play the game. Okay? So I knew all the boys. When I come in, just before I enter the hall, oh, Stout Cola, Stout Cola, Stout Cola. I see one of my boys, everybody sitting down ready to bet on my back. When I lose, man, the whole house sad because everybody putting that money. Some guy, they said that they $5 to put it on, but they did. So now we were successful. I remember I used to go like with my $5 or $10, and everybody joined me. We play, we win our first game, second game, third game. We relax, we all take our little drinks and whatever. Then we say, my man, who all want better again? We can. So now when they did good, my man, people brought $5 when they're walking around with $50, $60, $70. But they did buy, my man, imagine. We'll play, my man. Then all of a sudden, we'll dump. Then she will start breaking, my man. Yeah, broke. Then he start sweating. See, my man, broke. I can't pay my way. We were having at least $5 broke now. So we did all these things. And all these people, they are the same people we're mingling with. Or that are children now we're mingling with. Why shouldn't I tell the children in Liberia, the young people? You know, some of us, what we did and you know what we learn, you're not learning because you're not going that path. All your things are politics. Oh, I will say. No, we didn't go through that route. There was not just political fever that would grab young people and would be running up and down in the street. No, the politicians were there. They were politicians, and we were students. We were young people, ambitious to learn. You know, education was our thing. You know, competition. Your friend going to Hill, your friend going to beat Harris, your neighbor going to beat Harris, your neighbor going to CWA. You know, in the evening, your meal, compare notes. My man, yeah. We just got our grade sheet, though. How many rare you get? The kind of thing we should discuss. We're not discussing how to say or nonsense. Okay? This is how we grew up. And so we had extracurricular activities. My activities were I played basketball, I didn't play football well in Liberia until when I came to Europe. But I played basketball because I live right near LU campus. So every day we're on the basketball court, okay? And all the boys around my area, some of them were going to Peter Harris, and like the Wolves were going to Peter Harris, MC, and all this. And so we love basketball. We used to play basketball together, right? And then the next thing is I started doing martial arts. Then from there, I started playing pool. So all this, I got friends in all these areas. People, the very Brandon Samoka. The very Brandon Samoka today from who won the elections. Brandon Samoka was in, I think, Master League group, the karate group, and I was in the AFL Taekwondo group. Okay, we had matches many times with this very Brandon Samoka. I mean, here myself, I was part though, but his group and my group met several times. We represented Liberia in Arrow Coast, okay, on one occasion. So Liberia is so small, and it depends what you do with your life in Liberia, okay? Liberia is small. We are all intertwined. People that you know will know me, or I will know somebody who know you, or I know you directly, and then you know somebody who I know. Every day I meet somebody in Norway. When we're talking, they even know more people than me, okay? They even know most of the people I know, and they say, oh man, the other person, I was in Norway, a friend left from here and went to America. I think in Atlanta or somewhere. And they were sitting there drinking. Then somebody asked me, where you been? Why you living all the time? We see you. I said, I didn't know also. But one of my men Norway there said Linford. So the guy took a phone. Wait a minute, he called me. In fact, early in the morning, he called me. He said, my man, I in one club. I am all your men. Your men said they know you. In fact, because of you, the men you're putting off for me. We get drinking. So I said, but who the man? I said, put the man on. He go put the man on. The man have my own blood from school, from high school, together from Hillwood. You see? So this is it. If you don't know me, you know somebody who I know. And through that person, I can know you. So all the politics things, we can talk. We can blast JMB, we can blast Cummings, we can blast Weir, we can blast all these people here. You know, let me tell you one thing. Today, that special edition here, we talk the political part. I'm just talking the human interest part. All the nonsense we can do. Okay? All the fighting, you're fighting, you're voted for where you're at today. Last election, I was here pushing line for JMD because I thought he was better than we are. And all the weird people were causing me. They say somebody say weird people. And then when I go, I post private thing about myself. We are all friends. They will say, oh, look at him. Look at him, he did, he died. When they post something, I go there, we joke. Okay? When I go to the library, I meet people, we sit down. Some of the library in America, when I go there, we'll meet and sit down and talk and drink and chat. And I'm not going to carry a knife and start joking there because you're jovial people. No, nonsense. Jovial enjoying. Look at the man who slim, dry, black. See a man shining now. Yeah, you're who fighting for him. You think Jovial get more to fight for himself? He know how to cause. He can cause. The man, you're causing for him, people causing your mother. The man enjoying. What you're getting? The same with JMD. You're who attacking all. People attacking me for Cummings, myself attacking people for JMD or for Cummings, all the kind of thing. That not when Cummings become president, and somebody knows they can talk, oh, you're eating Cummings money. Like we're just having fun now, right? So welcome, share the video. Let's have fun together. You can post, you can call. Wait, let me put a number up if you want to call and talk. Call and talk. If you want to call, let me see if I can put a number here. Let me see. Wait, man. Let me see if I have number here to call. Okay, yeah, let me put a number. Maybe somebody will call. It's a WhatsApp number. You can call it. Okay. All the committee will do. Come and get the power. I will not see coming again. Even if I go to Montreal, as I want to see the president, say, oh, my man, the president, I want to see nobody. I'm saying this thing because I've been close to power. I served though briefly as a journalist. I served Taylor throughout the wartime, throughout his election as president. So I know. All they are fighting, causing people mad. When the people become leader, it will be hard for you to see them, including me. And then people can say, oh, you're supporting Coming because you're eating Coming money. Go check my what do you think English name? My chef, my post chef in the living room, and see how many bills piling up there that I'm supposed to pay. I eating Coming money, but the bill killing me. I'm going to Germany to attend the ANC program there, where Cummings is coming. So I come buy my gas, go and driving, my gas price, my food, my hotel, my everything, right? Nonsense. I don't support people because they give me money. That's why God gave me at least my few fingers stay working, my feet working. I support people because I believe in them. Okay? I believe in Mr. Cummings. I think he can do better. That's why. So all the people can be talking, oh, you're eating Cummings money. The free money, you're eating. I don't know. Cummings was just dividing money around Liberia. So the who say people eating Cummings money, you all like money? So why you can't go there to go get some? So Cummings can take a bag of money, put it here, carry it. When you reach the West Point, open it, waste it, then you take it, then people take it. When you go to Douala, you waste it. So why you can't go there to get some? Oh, as selective people, Cummings can get the money to his sharing money. It doesn't make sense to me. Oh, you're eating Cummings money. Eh? The trip I'm making to Germany, you know what it cost me? My contribution to the program in Germany, actually the trip, but the contribution, you know how much it cost me? But eating Cummings money, right? Rather, Cummings is eating my money. So let me tell you, our money. So there's notion that we're eating Cummings money, that why we're talking. And you're the very Liberian people, you know, let me tell you, elect Cummings tomorrow. Companies start coming to Liberia. How many companies I can work with? I can work with one company at one time. If I'm lucky, I can get a side job. But you'll be the same people running, carrying application. And so when the same people you're costing for coming, they'll be in some offices. When you run there, you see the man, you check. You'll carry your application. Or this time now, we can do it online, right? No people deliver. You do your application, they call you for interview. When you enter, you see, you check the Liberian way, right? You see the office manager, you check that the man been causing you, drop by. Say, no, come inside, boy, come inside. Okay, so, you know, let's be careful. I've reached a point where I will not cost anybody, and nobody will cost me. You cost me, you can cost me, but me, I will not cost nobody. We talk, muff talk. You cost me, cost can make so. You cost me, fine. I go to sleep, I forget. In fact, you know, when you cost, there is something called conscience. That conscience will be troubling you all the time. But I'm still moving. Because that cost will not make sure. You will not be so me. The only thing if you do to me, if you punch me, or you take knife, you shoot me, or you take gun, you shoot me, then you are transferring me. But cost. If I want, I'll let you cost. I learn all your costs. I do all together, then I give it back to you one time. Boom, big cost. We call that one boom cost. But where does it profit? No, I pass that stage. When we were growing up, we developed our own course. I mean, we said that we formulate course that will cost one time. If you go home, will cost one time, you go home, you'll be sick. You'll be thinking, hey, I mean, the cost. So if you may, will cost you say, well, I mean, that cost. We take all of those, but it doesn't profit anybody. What profits you is the good things you do, your way, the way you interact with people. Like I told you, Liberia is so small. You will cost me today because you don't know me directly, but you will go somewhere and be talking about me, how you cost me. Then you say, oh, but I live for you cost, you're talking about, so I mean, my man or my friend. Then what will happen now? That my friend who you're posting to about costing me, you will not be afraid or you will not be shy. The same way I can do the same thing to you. If I cost you, then also I talk and you say, oh, but Peter, you cost Peter, that's my brother. So let's slow down. You may not like my candidate, I may not like your candidate, that's fine. That's politics. We all can go the same way. But we are not enemies. Thanks a lot. This is how we let to leave it. And next week, and by this time, we'll be in Germany. Please come if you have nothing much, no much engagement. Come to Germany and let's have fun. Talk to Mr. Cummings, meet new people, make new friends, and let's wash down some of the German, you know, people who are small way like they say, I want to so wish for. They say like me in Germany, my man, the people that beer they can drill, they can tip our beer. They get a beer, they get a pump in the hall. Yeah, we put a beer there, the glass they drink. I say, oh, damn. Because you know those days, man. Imagine we go to the club, man. One man buy one beer, then we about 5 men and one bottle, man. So now we contribute buy one beer, one. You put it small, you sit there, sweating, the glass sweating, and you go to the sack and warm. And you know when club you get one, you can taste funny, right? so when I hear the story, they say, damn, man, in Germany, yeah, they pump you in the hall, you take a glass, you pull it to the pump, then you drink the beer. I say, damn, what time men all go to Germany? Yeah, I'm not men all go to Germany. So, but I lie. Nobody get beer for saying now where you go, you put. Maybe some rich people who are not saying all the time they're going to Germany. But when I go there, you know, they got a in a boat, they get a big can of, it's like a canister, right? A little barrel. I think 5 liters inside, 5 liters in a canister. With some little, you can connect a tip on it. You get a small body, you press it, then you pull. You know, it's like a little barrel with a tip on it, and so now I can buy. Then every time I buy that, and the reason I buy is I think about the German beer story where the people got the first in how you go. So I always think I say, well, if I go visit Germany, the first time I say the day I go Europe, I go visit Germany, the horse that get up there, that the kind of thing that I'll be living, I'll just be drinking a beer. Some people say, can take my way, I'll just be taking my way, I'll drink it. But I lie, and that's so you gotta buy. But you know, at least they got variety of beers and it's pretty cheap. But I will be in Germany next weekend, and we hope to see all of you guys. My name is Linford Goer on a special edition of the program, The Bottom Line. Thanks for being there, and I hope to see you in Germany. And we'll be happy to see you and talk to you personally. But just before we leave you, let's see some characteristics of Mr. Cummings.